Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back to share with you 10 habits that changed my life. I personally think that human beings in general, or for the most part, are creatures of habits, and I'm certainly am one of them. It might take a while for me to fully incorporate a habit into my routine because I'm not always like the most consistent person out there, but when I do, it's because I really care a lot about it. These 10 habits that I'm about to share with you are the habits that for me matter the most right now and that really changed me as a person. Number one is, of course, daily yoga. I feel that daily yoga right now for me is really beneficial for my body and for my mind as well. In 2018, I tried to create a daily yoga or a real regular yoga practice, but I struggled a lot with it for several reasons, so it just didn't work out. But I'm finally back to daily yoga right now. It's been a few weeks now and I feel like I've never felt any better than this. I prefer to do it in the morning, but if I can't, I just do it later on during the day. But I personally find that taking time for myself and fully dedicate myself to a daily yoga practice, long or short that might be, is a real nourishment for my body, for my mind and my soul. It just helps me be more mindful, more content, and it just helps me to either start my day or finish my day in a very different way. Making monthly budgets and keeping track of all of my expenses. Now this has been a real game changer in financial terms. I started keeping track of all of my expenses probably back in 2013. But it wasn't really bringing me anything because I was just simply keeping track of everything that I was spending, but I wasn't fully aware of how I was spending my money. I just knew overall how much I was spending at the end of each month. But when I started to combine the two things together and I started making a monthly budget and keeping track of everything that I was spending and finding a system or a way that could work for me, that has been a real game changer. So I started seeing some actual results in financial terms. I started to be more mindful about my spending habits and just more conscious and aware and careful in managing my money, and therefore to save a lot. Always carrying a reusable cotton bag and a reusable water bottle. Aside from the menstrual cup, that has been probably my first real zero waste swap that was kind of frustrating at first. I talked about it in the past. It took me a lot of time to get used to it. Starting to carry and basically let them live into my bag. A reusable cotton bag and a reusable water bottle have been like the first real steps that I made in terms of zero waste or in being more sustainable. These things are the easiest swaps that you can possibly think of. They are so easy to do, and starting to do these two simple things made me realize how much I care for the environment and the planet and how much I could do and I can do about it. So no matter what I do, where I go, these two things always come with me. Cooking bigger batches of food. For the most part in my life, I've never been a huge cooking fan, and but things started to change since I've become vegan. I noticed that I started to enjoy a lot more the cooking process, and I tried in the past to incorporate more meal prepping or meal planning, but it just really didn't always work for me. As much as I find them extremely beneficial, they make you save a lot of time and a lot of money. It might not always be possible to stick to them because they are indeed a tiny bit time consuming. So you just have to invest some time to kind of save it later, but it's not always possible to carry it. So what I like to do and what I've been doing for ages is just simply cooking bigger portions or bigger batches of food, because I am cooking for that specific meal anyways. So it's not particularly time consuming or it doesn't require extra time, but it ensures me to have enough leftovers for the next day for me or babe, if we're on the go, or just simply to store in the fridge or the freezer. And this helps prevent food waste and saves you time anyways and saves you money. Making things or products myself, DIYing, or just home making things in general. When I started making things myself, I realized that a few simple ingredients or components are usually way more effective than store-bought versions of things, with immense benefits for me, for the environment, and for my wallet as well. It really taught me that less is more, and it encouraged me to change my habits for the better and to overall to become more conscious as a consumer, to the point where I started asking myself on a regular basis, can I do this myself? Writing positive affirmations and trying overall to remind myself how valuable I am. Now, this is a fairly new habit. I started doing this shortly after I started therapy again last summer, and I personally find this very good for me. It works just very good. It really helps me to remind myself that I am valuable, that I'm capable, and that I'm not a huge walking failure like I used to think every single day. Always bringing a book and headphones with me. Always having these two items in my bag, always or almost always, depending where I'm going, helps me to reduce the amount of time that I would eventually spend mindlessly scrolling through social media whilst on the go, especially on public transit. So I always make sure to bring a book with me if I feel like reading, or some headphones so I can listen to music. Tidying up before bedtime and making sure that everything is prepped for the next day. I mentioned in an old video at some point last year that I have kind of a quick tidy up routine before bedtime to make sure that everything is kind of clear and everything is back where it belongs. So I just like to tidy up very quickly to make sure that the apartment doesn't look like a mess when I wake up, because I hate that feeling of waking up in a messy place. And I make sure to prep as many things as possible for the next day, because this makes my morning routine way easier. It just simplifies things, and it gives me like a sense of ease and comfort of waking up into a clear apartment where things are already prepped, so I don't feel stressed out. So my lunch is packed, my bag is ready, just things are back where they belong, so I don't have to become crazy and look for them everywhere into the apartment. These are just like a few minutes the night before that are well invested to ensure me easier start of the day. Thinking well before buying and making some research before purchasing something. When I started to simplify my life, I realized that I need way less than I thought to be a happy, thriving person. So this really changed the whole perspective that I had towards consumerism, and it really made me more mindful about introducing new items into my life. So I started thinking well before buying something and asking myself a lot of questions. Do I really need this? Do I really like it? Can I do without it? Can I borrow it or do otherwise? Can I do this myself? Indeed. So it really like changed the whole game. It made me save a lot of money, but it was extremely beneficial for the planet as well, because there's already like a lot of crap out there. So we don't need to add more crap to it. And personally, it really changed the way I consume in general, and the way I am more mindful and take more care of the things that I already own and I appreciate them more. And also it kind of taught me to make more research when it's time for me to purchase something, and really make sure that the thing that I'm looking for satisfies as many requirements that I have as possible. Waking up early in the morning. I mentioned already in an old video, I like to wake up early in the morning. I personally am in the morning way more energetic and productive. So I hate the feeling of waking up late and feel like half of the day is already wasted. I used to wake up last year for a good year or so. I woke up at between 5:30 and 5:45 a.m. Now things are slightly different, but I wake up usually between 6 and 6:15. I personally love it. I love to start the day knowing that I have a lot of time ahead, that I can feel productive and fresh, that I can prepare myself for a new day. And like I said, I feel way more energetic and productive in the morning. Really makes me feel at the end of the day like I really did something good. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop me a comment below and tell me which are the habits that for you were life-changing, if you have some, because I'd love to know. And of course, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you still haven't. You will find, as usual, the links to my Instagram, blog, and Facebook page in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!